Character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is the real thing. Sir, my concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. Most folks are about as happy as they make their minds up to be. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Human action can be modified to some extent, but human nature cannot be changed. Love is the chain to lock a child to its parent. There are no bad pictures, that's just how your face looks sometimes. You can tell the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. Common-looking people are the best in the world, that is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. He has a right to criticize, who has a heart to help. A farce or comedy is best played, a tragedy is best read at home. Tact is the ability to describe others as they see themselves. For people who like that kind of a book, that is the kind of book they will like. I am rather inclined to silence, and whether that be wise or not, it is at least more unusual nowadays to find a man who can hold his tongue than to find one who cannot. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. Leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today. And in the end it is not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses. Every man's happiness is his own responsibility. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. If I am killed, I can die but once, but to live in constant dread of it, is to die over and over again. I would rather be a little nobody, than to be an evil somebody. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to success is more important than any other thing. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. I have a congenital aversion to failure. The greatest fine art of the future will be the making of a comfortable living from a small piece of land. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. The ballot is stronger than the bullet. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. When I do good I feel good, when I do bad I feel bad, and that's my religion. It has been my experience that folks who have no vices have very few virtues. I will prepare and someday my chance will come. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. The best way to get a bad law repealed is to enforce it strictly. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? No man is good enough to govern another man without the other's consent. Important principles may, and must, be inflexible. Marriage is neither heaven nor hell, it is simply purgatory. He has a right to criticize, who has a heart to help. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. You have to do your own growing no matter how tall your grandfather was. That some achieve great success, is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. A woman is the only thing I am afraid of that I know will not hurt me. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. A house divided against itself cannot stand. No matter how much cats fight, there always seem to be plenty of kittens. A friend is one who has the same enemies as you have. Avoid popularity if you would have peace. We should be too big to take offense and too noble to give it. Public sentiment is everything. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. If we could first know where we are, and whither we are tending, we could then better judge what to do, and how to do it. If there is anything that a man can do well, I say let him do it. Give him a chance. I care not much for a man's religion whose dog and cat are not the better for it. If I were two-faced, would I be wearing this one? If once you forfeit the confidence of your fellow citizens, you can never regain their respect and esteem. Gold is good in its place, but loving, brave, patriotic men are better than gold. Stand with anybody that stands right, stand with him while he is right and part with him when he goes wrong. I was born and have ever remained in the most humble walks of life. When you have got an elephant by the hind legs and he is trying to run away, it's best to let him run. I am rather inclined to silence. Never regret what you don't write. I never had a policy, I have just tried to do my very best each and every day. When I hear a man preach, I like to see him act as if he were fighting bees. I hope to stand firm enough to not go backward, and yet not go forward fast enough to wreck the country's cause. I can make more generals, but horses cost money. Knavery and flattery are blood relations. The way for a young man to rise is to improve himself in every way he can, never suspecting that anybody wishes to hinder him. A capacity, and taste, for reading gives access to whatever has already been discovered by others. Everyone desires to live long, but no one would be old. What is to be, will be, and no prayers of ours can arrest the decree. Whatever you are, be a good one. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. I am in favor of animal rights as well as human rights. That is the way of a whole human being.